Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys checking today's video out and spending some time with me today. We're going to be talking about how, in my opinion, nobody should be allowed to fish the Bassmaster Elite Series unless they can pass this test that I'm about ready to talk about here. Because right now, it's like, you guys have heard me talk about this a lot. I am just so disappointed at what the Elite Series has become, and I'm so disappointed the direction it's headed to. And what I'm getting ready to tell you about this test here is sort of a testament to what I'm talking to, so we're going to get into that in today's video. Also, guys, at the time of filming this video, it is January 1st, 2025. I just wanted to extend a big thank you to everybody that helped support Intuitive Angling over the past year. All you guys out there that have been using and bookmarking all the links I put in every video description are the reason this channel's on YouTube. And if you guys like Intuitive Angling, the two best things you can do to support this channel and give something back is hit that subscribe button, and also just use and bookmark my tackle warehouse link that I put in every video description for your tackle purchases. If you guys just make a habit of doing that, no better way to give back to the channel and show your support, so really appreciate that. Okay, I heard one of my subscribers sent me a survey that somebody had done. I don't know how, if it was casual or whatever the survey, but anyway, they surveyed, I can't remember, several hundred college and high school anglers. 30% of those high school and college anglers that did this survey had never heard of Kevin Van Dam. And I heard this, and it's like, that is the most disturbing statistic I have ever heard in my life, that 30% of the upcoming bass anglers have never heard of the greatest bass angler in the history of our sport. And this bleeds over into a lot of the Elite Series competitors that you have right now, in the fact they don't have any awareness, or they have not been educated on the history of the sport whatsoever. And in my opinion, if you're going to be an Elite Series angler, and if you're going to carry the banner of Bassmaster, it is your responsibility to become a student of history in the sport, because that shows respect to the people that came before. I'll give you another example here, guys. I've told this story a couple times before, but it just freaks me out every time I think about it. I was down at the ICAST show several years ago down in Orlando, Florida, and there was a group of pros standing around talking. One of them was Luke Clausen, and there were 3 or 4 others out there. And there was this one, I can't remember who it was. It was at the time, it was some YouTuber, bass fishing YouTuber that I'd never heard of, because I hadn't even been on YouTube at that point. And this group of younger kids came up there. Not kids, but they were teenagers. They were probably high school or college anglers. And they saw this YouTuber and they wanted his autograph. And one of the other guys sitting there saying, "Hey, there's Luke Clausen. You want Luke Clausen's autograph?" They didn't know who Luke Clausen was. Bassmaster Classic World Champion, FLW Tour Champion, FLW Cup Champion. These guys, these college and high school anglers, did not know that Luke Clausen was the Bassmaster Classic Champion, who he even was. Yet they knew who this obscure YouTuber was. I just found this disturbing and sad, because the more that I'm around a lot of the younger anglers out there, and when I'm talking about younger anglers, I'm talking about anglers even up into the 30s that don't have any clue about the sport before them. A lot of them don't even know who Ray Scott was, the guy that founded Bassmaster. And of course, they don't know any of the legends of the sport that came before them. Guys like, Basil Bacon and Harold Allen and Tommy Martin and Larry Nixon and even Rick Clunn. A bunch of guys out there, they have no clue who these people are. The only thing that they know is who the latest flat brimmer out there that just won the last tournament with a live scope. That's the only people they know. And to me, this is an insult to the sport. It's like, the only reason that these guys are even fishing on the Elite Series right now, or fishing tournaments, is on the backs of the people that built this sport and built the Bassmaster brand before they came along. And if somebody doesn't have the respect to educate themselves, to show that respect to the people that comes before them, I don't think they have any business, or they don't deserve even to be fishing the tournament. So I think, and what needs to happen here is that Bassmaster should have some type of a requirement, like a test. It's like, if you qualify for the Elite Series, you are not going to be eligible to fish the Elite Series unless you take this quiz and study up and learn history of the organization. Learn the organization from the time it started in 1967 to the time it is right now. Every incremental thing that came along, the people that came along that helped build it, and become part of that community. Because right now, it's like, they don't know anything about that. It's all about me, what's here for me. I don't care about anybody that came before me. It's all about what's here right now. And that is so disrespectful. I just have no patience for it. And that's one of the things that I did. It's like, when I started fishing professionally back in the mid 80s, Bassmaster had been around, for close to 20 years at that time. Guys, I could tell you everything. I could tell you who qualified for the Bassmaster Classic in 1972. I can tell you where Rail Breckenridge, the classic champion from 1973, I believe, or where he was from and what he did for a living. I could tell you the lure that the Classic was won on in 1971. I could tell you the tournament directors from back then. I was a student of the sport because I respected it, and I was disciplined, and I honored those people out there. And every time that I went to sport shows, I would see some of these old dudes out there that used to be stars back in the 70s. I knew who they were, and I'd go up and introduce myself and just like, what an honor it is to meet you. But you don't have that anymore. Guy, 30% of the freaking college anglers out there do not know who Kevin Van Dam is. Who is teaching these people? What type of mentorship did they have growing up that they do not even know who Kevin Van Dam was, let alone Luke Clausen, Bassmaster Classic champion? I bet a lot of them have never even heard of Stanley Mitchell, 1982 champion. So the point of the thing is like, if you're, and I know Bassmaster has went down the toilet, everybody knows that, but it's like, I still have this connection to Bassmaster because I was there back in the old days when it was something great before the current management screwed it up like they have now. And it's like, they're having that honor and that respect for the greatest organization that used to be the greatest organization up until the last 3 or 4 years that it has ever existed. I mean, that's just part of that's part of being in the sport. And like I said, in my opinion, if you cannot pass this basic history question or history lessons on Bassmaster, you don't deserve to be fishing the Elite Series. Go fish somewhere else, because this is an honor to be in the circuit, even though it doesn't seem like it now, because again, the Bassmaster management has undermined the brand of their own organization so much that it's not even recognizable now. But hopefully one of these days, they'll get new management in there. Somebody will buy the organization that actually has, an awareness for the sport and the bigger picture and the best interest long term for the sport, because it doesn't exist right now. But anyway, I just wanted to run that by you guys. So let me know what y'all think about that. We'll talk later.